Hare Krishna. We'll sing a song. Bhajan. Sri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Doya Kora More. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Doya Kora More. You can find it, that song. Vande aham Shri Guru Shri Jutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Shagara Jatam Shahagana Raghunatan Vedang Dhang Shajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Shayitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Shahagana Lalita Shibishakang Vidangscha Mantra Guru Ajota Shika Guru Gan Ta Charane Age Korya Bandhan Vansha Kalpa Turubhishta Kripa Shandavebacha Putitanam Pavane Ebyo Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Om Agyana Timirandasa Gyananchana Shalakaya Chukshush Onnamilitam Jena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shamati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Puracharine Nirve Shesha Shundavadi Paschata Desha Tarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More Daya Karo More Toma Bina Ke Dayalu Jagata Shade Toma Bina Jagata Shangsha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More Daya Karo More Potita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatara Potita Pavana Moshama Potita Prabhu Na Paibe Ada Na Paibe Ha Ha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Shuki Premananda Shuki Kripa Koro Kana Koro Ami Bodo Duki Ami bodo dukhi Doya kodo sita pati Advaita Goshai Advaita Goshai Tapa kripa Bole pai Caitanya Nitai Caitanya Nitai Sarup Shanatana Rupa Gunata Sharup Bhata Juga Shijibaha Prabhu Lokanatha Prabhu Lokanatha Doya Kodoshi Acharya Prabhu Śrīmad Prabhu Śrīmad Brahmachandra Shangamage Narottama Das Narottama Jai Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Bhaktivedanta Gaud Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Bhaktivedanta Gaud Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. Jai Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Nitai Gauranga Gaura Hare. Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Nitai Gauranga Gaura Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, oh Hare Hare, oh Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Oh Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Vishnupad Paramhansha Puribrajaga Acharya Ashtadhara Sarasashamantala Abhai Charanarabhinam Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON Pratishthat Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Ananta Gauri Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Mukam Kardi Devachalam Pangam Langa Tegirim Chakrapatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam. After the first meeting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami and Anupam in Ramkeli, then let's see what happened. So as we discussed, Sri Sachinandan Gaudhari, he returned to Jagannath Puri, taking the advice of Sanatana Goswami, and then he remained in Jagannath Puri for a few months. So Rupa Goswami, he sent a messenger to Puri to get information when Sachinandan will again attempt to go to Vrindavan, when he will go to Vrindavan. He wanted the news, and Rupa Goswami had already extricated himself from the employment of the Nawab, and then as described, he divided his wealth. He sent his wealth in boats back to East Bengal and divided it half to the Vaishnava Brahmins, a quarter to the family members. He didn't have wife and children, by the way, Rupa Goswami. They didn't have children or wife. Family members means extended family. And a quarter he left for him, he kept for himself for any personal emergency, and subsequently that amount that he kept for himself, actually he used for the escape from jail of Sanatana Goswami. And then news returned that Sachinandan had already departed. He got the news Sachinandan had already departed for Vrindavan. So Rupa Goswami and Anupam, there's three brothers, Rupa, Sanatana and Anupam. So Rupa and Anupam, they left Ramkeli up here, and then they began journeying from Ramkeli. Here it says Ramkeli. And then they journeyed along Ganga, banks of Ganga. Here is Varanasi, and they carried on, and here is Prayag. And Sachinandan, he was here in Jagannath Puri. And he went through, this is Jharikand forest. He went through here preaching, delivering the tigers and the elephants. And Sachinandan, he briefly went through Varanasi, and Prayag, and he went along Jamuna to Ganga, to Vrindavan. Here is his Vrindavan. Vrindavan. Jamuna. This is Jamuna. Madhuban. Vrindavan. He went to Vrindavan, and then he returned along the banks of Ganga and reached Prayag, and at that time Rupa Goswami had come and they met in Prayag. So we're carrying on from this point. Prabhu chalaya chen bintu madhab darshane lokha lokha lok aishe Prabhu ramilone. So at that time Sachinandan was Chalayachan, he was going to take darshan of Bindu Madhav, the Radha Krishna deity in Varanasi. Still you can go and take darshan of Bindu Madhav deity in Varanasi. It's near Prayag, the Shangam, you take bath, Bindu Madhav. So as he was going, thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people, lakhs and lakhs of people, Prabhu Milan came to associate, Milan to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Keho Kande, Keho Hashe, Keho Nache Gai, Krishna Krishna Boli, Keho Gada Gadi Jai. Keho Kande, some were crying. Keho Hashe, some were laughing. Keho Nache Gao, some were dancing and singing. Krishna Krishna Boli. Keho Gada Gadi Jai. What is Gada Gadi? Gada Gadi is rolling on the ground. Rolling on the ground. So here it's mentioned rolling on the ground in the Kirtan. I recently was in Navadip Dham, Mayapur, and I inquired at the time from His Holiness Srila Jaipataka Swami Maharaj. He was giving that class, and he mentioned Gada Gadi, that Sachinandan and Nityananda Prabhu were rolling on the ground. So I inquired from His Holiness, is it appropriate for us to roll on the ground in the kirtan? Is it appropriate for us to roll on the ground in the kirtan? Gada Gadi, rolling on the ground. You know what that means? It's like you roll on the ground. We don't see so often. You see in Bengal, we don't see it so often. And Maharaj's response was, well, this type of gadagadi, this type of rolling on the ground, it's not that, okay, now I'm going to roll on the ground, everyone take a look. Whoa. Not like that. It's rolling on the ground because they're unable to contain the ecstasy. So so Maharaj's answer was, yes, you can roll on the ground in the kirtan if you're unable to restrain yourself. And then he said, actually, we tend to not display the symptoms of ecstasy. We try to restrain the display of the symptoms of ecstasy. He was joking with me. He was saying you have to try to control yourself. Anyway, Gada, they were rolling on the ground in the kirtan. Now it's very interesting that Ganga, Jamuna, Prayag, Nariyal, Dhubaite, even though Prayag is at the confluence of Ganga, Jamuna, Nariyal, Dhubaite, these two rivers never flooded Prayag. Prabhu, Dhubailo, Krishna, Primer, Bonnete, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he inundated Dhubailo, he submerged Prayag in the Krishna Prema Bonna, in the flood of Krishna Prema. Now this is very interesting. We were discussing last night, we mentioned last night that Srila Prabhupada in 1968, he published the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And the significance of that is that Prabhupada considered it important to introduce the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the Western world. He considered that a priority. And thus, even before carrying on with Śrīmad Bhāgavatam translation, Prabhupada wrote and published teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Before the second canto. The second canto was 1969, and then Krishna book, Nectar of Devotion. But before all of those, teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And what's another fascinating fact is that in teachings of Lord Chaitanya we were discussing is fundamentally a summary of Madhya Lila. and all of the principal pastimes of Madhya Lila, beginning from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's deliverance to Prakasananda Saraswati Thakur deliverance, that's the end of the Madhya Lila. All of those Leelas are described in teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Now what's particularly significant, which we are noting with particular attention, is that Prabhupada, he begins the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, he doesn't begin at the beginning of the Madhya Lila. He begins with the Rupa Shikha, which is chapter 19 of Madhya Lila. That's the first chapter in teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Rupa Shikha. And he does not even begin in the beginning of the chapter. He begins at this very point. This is the opening description of teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Sachinandan is walking, and thousands of people are following and dancing and rolling on the ground and crying. This is the way Srila Prabhupada introduces Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the Western world, at the height of his ecstatic preaching. This is significant. Prabhupada's making a statement here that look at this. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The first impression is very lasting. This is our movement. It's the unlimited spreading of Krishna Prem by chanting Hare Krishna all over the world, all over the planet, indiscriminately. This is our movement. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Rupa and Anupam, they arrived at this time and they saw this procession. Sachinandan, thousands and thousands of devotees chanting, rolling on the ground, crying, laughing, dancing. And then subsequently, after some time, they approached. And Nana Shlok Pori, Ute, Pore, Bar Bar, Nana Shlok Pori, chanting various verses. Ute Pori, they fell down and then they got up, bar bar, again and again, falling down and getting up, again and again, falling down and getting up, in ecstasy and love of God. Prabhu deke prema beshe hoilo duha. Duha means the two. So these two brothers, Prabhu deki, seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, prema beshe hoilo. Prem abesh. Abesh means to enter. Prem abeshe hoilo. The prem overwhelmed them, love of Godhead, seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and falling down on the ground, getting up, they're chanting various verses. Nana Shlok Puri, various verses glorifying the Lord. And seeing Rupa and Anupam, Shri Rup Dekhiya, Prabhur, Prashanna Hoilamon. Shri Rup Dekhiya, seeing Rup Goswami, Prabhu Prashanna Hoilamon. Mahaprabhu, he became very pleased. Prashanna Hoilamon. Uto Rup, Aisho Balila Bachon, get up Rup and come. So it's not that the more advanced you become in devotional service, the more impersonal you become. And our advanced devotees and gurus are very strict. No, you can show affection to the disciple. You can show affection and appreciation to the disciple. Uto Rup Aishe Bolila Bachon, come, get up, come. He's very enlivened to see his disciples. Not that, they're junior, I'm senior. Keep the profile. No, he's very emotion. And Mahaprabhu began quoting verses, many verses. If you study Caitanya Charitamrita, you will learn all of the important verses. Mahaprabhu began to glorify Rupa and Sanatan and devotional service in general, and how much a devotee is dear to him. Now, particularly, what we need to keep in mind. Let's look at this verse. We'll discuss it. Mahaprabhu quoted this verse. And Manami Bhakta Chaturvedi. If a person is a Chaturvedi, they've studied all the Vedas, 4 Vedas. If they are Name Bhakta, they're not my devotee. Mad Bhakta Swapacha Priyaha. They're not as dear to me. The Chaturvedi Brahman is not as dear to me as Mad Bhakta, who Swapacha was born in a dog-eater family. born in the family of dog eaters. But if one becomes a bhakta, he's more dear to Krishna than a Chaturvedi Brahmin who's not a devotee. Tasmai dhyayam. One should offer everything to that Vaishnav, tatograham, whatever he offers one should accept. Sacha puja jatahi aham. He is as worshipable as I am. So Mahaprabhu, he's making this point, he's establishing this principle in regard to Rupa and Anupam, because actually Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, they had been rejected from the Brahminical society. They had been rejected from the Brahminical society because they had accepted the service of the Javan Mlechas. And in this way they were no longer accepted in the Brahminical Samaj. So Mahaprabhu, this is significant. This is all fundamental principles of our movement. Mahaprabhu is saying, such a rejected person, if he's my devotee, he's more dear to me than the aristocratic Chaturvedi who's not my devotee. A Shlok Puri, saying this verse, Duhar Koilo Alingon, he embraced the two. Kripate Duhar Mathai Doryale Charon, and out of mercy on their heads, Mathai Doryalo Charon, he placed his lotus feet. So at that time, Rupa Goswami, he quoted, he spoke a verse, which is, we attribute that Rupa Goswami composed this verse. At that time, he composed this verse. And you know this verse, perhaps we can chant together, Namo Mahabharanaya. Wait a minute, like I'll chant, you listen, and then you chant. Shravan Kirtan. Namo Mahabharanaya. Krishna Prema Pradayate. Krishnaya Krishna Caitanya. Namne Gauda Tvishe Namaha. That I offer my obeisances to the Mahabharanaya, the most merciful. Krishna Prema Pradayate. He's freely distributing love of God. Krishna Prema. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauda Dveshe Namaha. Offer my humble obeisances unto him. Now this verse we chant when we're offering bhoga. This verse, offering bhoga. This verse is chanted. And then other aspects of puja. So those of you who are from this point on offering bhoga, you can meditate on the circumstances under which Srila Rupa Goswami composed this verse and offered it to the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At that time, one very aristocratic Brahmin named Brahmachari, who had his residence in Prayagraj, he came to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This Brahmachari, subsequently he became the Founder-Acharya of the Pushti Marg Balabh Sampradaya, Brahmachari. And Srila Prabhupada comments that this Sampradaya is particularly popular in Vrindavan and in Mumbai. And sometimes you see Brahmachari Pushti Marg followers with chanting japa, with a japa bag that looks a little square, a square japa bag. And they're chanting holy names silently, manashik japa. So the founder of this sampradaya, he's at that time, and he's desiring the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Brahmachari. So he came. And then he's an exalted Brahmin from aristocratic lineage of Brahmins. And Rupa and Anupam are there, and they see him, and they go away. As Brahmachari, he's moving toward them. They're going away. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because naturally they're very humble, and he's going to come and touch us. They're going away. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's taking advantage of the circumstance to once again establish an important principle. And Mahaprabhu, he tests Brahmachari and he says, don't touch them. They're rejects from the Vedic society, from Brahminical Samaj. If you touch them, you'll be polluted. You'll be contaminated. You are an aristocratic Brahmin. Don't touch them. And Vallabhacharya, he passed Mahaprabhu's test. And he passed. He didn't fail. He passed the test. And he began quoting verses from Bhagavatam. I've heard in Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir, there are many present resident learned scholars of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. The study of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam in Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir, yeah. So he quoted the verse from the teachings of teachings of Devahuti to Kapil Muni. And Devahuti is praising the potency of chanting the holy name to Kapil Muni. Anyone amongst our learned Bhagavat scholars present can know that verse from Devahuti to Kapil Muni about the glories of the holy name? It's an important verse. It's another one. You're close. It's right next to that one. Right next to it. Very close. Yeah, almost got it. The first word is aho. It's quoted in Bhagavad Gita purports. Aho. Aho means wow, or as they say in the younger generation, awesome. Awesome. So let's look at the verse. Aho. Aho. Aho bhatta swapacho togariyang. Even the dog eater becomes worshipable. Togariyang yad jivagre vartate nama tubhyam. If on his jibwa, on his tongue, nama tubhyam, your name appears. On his tongue, your name appears. And it's particularly significant that Devahuti, she says jib agre. That means on the tip of the tongue. That means the beginning chanting. Just you're beginning to chant, or you're chanting sometimes. A little chanting. Jibagre means somehow the holy name touches your tongue, even a little touch. Jibagre, the beginning. Namatubhyam, tepus tapas te juhuvu shashnavarya. Then just by that little touch of the holy name on your tongue, you complete automatically all of the tapasya, all of the juhuvu shashna, all of the Vedic rituals. You've visited all the holy places and taken your bath. You've developed all the good qualities of the Aryan culture. Brahmachari, and you've studied all the Vedas. Just by a little touch of the holy name on the tongue. And this is this is awesome. This is amazing. So this verse, Vallabhacharya quoted. And he said, how is it possible that they can possibly be untouchable if from their lips we're constantly hearing the holy name of Krishna chanted? The Rupa and Anupama were running away and on the ground and they're Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, don't touch us, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, chanting the holy name in great humility. How is it possible they can be considered untouchable if from their lips the holy name is constantly heard? And then he chanted this verse. Actually, this is the way Vaishnavas associate with each other. We don't talk about the weather. Or you can always talk about the weather in Melbourne. It's always very interesting weather in Melbourne. Right? Actually, I'm a native. I'm born here. Just a few, not so far away, 10 minutes away, I was born here. And I was there when Prabhupada came and lived here and everything, but Durbhagya hoy, I never came. I was 10, 11 years old and Prabhupada was here preaching, but not far away from my house. So, we don't talk about the weather. Actually, I was mentioning that I planned my trip to Melbourne in the middle of summer. Right? That's the schedule, in the middle. Last year I came in December and it was cold and I was like, okay, I'll wait a little, I'll come in the middle of summer. Anyway, we don't talk about the weather, we don't talk about the cricket. I think India and Australia. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about the latest iPhone. We discuss Shastra, Vaishnavas. So in order to Vaishnavas discuss Shastra, you need to converse, to associate with the Vaishnavas, learn the Shastra. Learn the Shastra and speak and discuss. This is how Vaishnavas associate. Katayantas chamam nittam. Katayantas chamam. Discussing about me. That's why Prabhupada wrote all the books. Not just for distribution or selling or making or authorizing our movement. It's so that we absorb our mind in the books, and then that manifests in our interaction with each other. We discuss the philosophy, we discuss the Shastra. So Vallabhacharya, he's quoting the verses. Mahaprabhu appreciates Mahaprabhu. He also responded quoting a verse. Bhagavad Bhakti Hina Sha Jati Shastram Japastapaha Apranesha Dehasha Mandalam Lokaranjanam. That without Bhagavad Bhakti Hina Sha, without Bhagavad Bhakti, all of one's birth, one's knowledge of Shastra, one's prayer, one's austerity, it's all just like Apraneya Shadeha means a dead body. Aprana Deho means a dead body, which you'll see in India. They do it here also. There's a whole industry here of undertakers in this country. And it's a big industry. It costs a lot of money to bury someone in this country. You know, the wooden box and everything and the whole thing. Undertakers, it's a big industry. And also they decorate the body. They keep it on ice because all the family members have to come from. They keep it on ice for a week or so. And all the family members gradually come for the funeral, and then they decorate their body. They get a nice suit, a dress, and they inject all. I won't go into the details, but you can check it out on Google. The undertaker's craft. They take out organs that will smell too much, stuff the body with straw and stuff like that, and make it look good in the coffin. And then the relatives, they come, yeah. And the coffin's all soft, soft padding. You pay extra for that. Got to be comfy there under the ground. So this is the analogy. It's quite graphic. This is Apranesha Dehasha. Mandalam means decoration. Mandalam, decorating a dead body. And in India also, a little more rustic. I'm fortunate to have a residence on the bank of Ganga ki. And regularly we hear people procession, Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. They're bringing Apranasha Deha, a dead body. And similarly, that's decorated with flower garlands. So when you look and you say, oh, so beautiful. You look and you say, oh, so handsome, so beautiful, so attractive. Well, this is the decorations of the materialists. This is what it adds up to, just like decoration on a dead body. If you're not serving Krishna, and in this way, the discussion of the glories of Krishna Bhakti and how dear the devotee of Krishna is to the Lord is established in this interaction. So then they all left to the home of Vallabhacharya, and they crossed Ganga in order to reach his home. Now, seeing, as we mentioned, Prayag is the confluence of Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati, Prayag, Raj. Recently, our Narendra Modi ji, he changed the name back to the original name. I showed you that ancient map. It's the original name. It had been changed to Allahabad. And Prabhupada lived there, and Prabhupada was initiated there in Allahabad. And Prabhupada had a day pharmacy in Allahabad. And he lived there for many years, Allahabad. And now it's again called Prayag. So they were crossing the river, and as Jamuna, seeing the blackish sham color of the Jamuna, Shachinandan immediately became overwhelmed, and he jumped in. And the devotees, and somehow they managed to grab him and pull him back onto the boat. But on the boat he was dancing. And there's no kirtan going on, by the way. There's no kirtan. He's just seeing the color of the Jamuna and he's dancing. This is Sachinandam. And then trying to restrain him, and trying at least to get to the other side. See, there's no motor there, This is the Maji. They have to row across. This is pre-industrial revolution. They're rowing across. They're trying, and Mahaprabhu was dancing. The boat's rocking and filling up more and more water. Somehow they managed just to reach the other side before the boat completely sunk. And there's a very nice description. We won't go into detail, but very beautiful how Vallabhacharya hosted Shachinandan, washed his lotus feet, sprinkled the water on his family members, fed the remnants to Rupa and Anupam. And the food was cooked by Sachinandan's servant, Brahmachari, who was also traveling with him. He cooked. And then they returned to the other, again across Ganga. And in a secluded place, Dashashvamedha Ghat, you can go to Prayank now and you can see this temple which was there where Rupa and where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat for 10 days. And Mahaprabhu began to instruct Rupa Goswami. And the topics that he covered are mentioned by Kaviraj Goswami: Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Pranto. Pranta means the ultimate end. The ultimate end. Like we have Vedanta, the end of the Vedas. So Pranta means the ultimate, the complete end. Completely covering Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva. Shab Shikailo Prabhu, Bhagavat Siddhanto. Shab Shikailo, he taught everything, Bhagavat Siddhanto. This is very interesting, because we'll see now in a few verses. Here already this is up to text, this is around text 50, so in less than 100 verses, a few verses. Mahaprabhu, Bhagavat Siddhanto Shab Shikailo. He taught the entire Bhagavatam. The conclusion of Bhagavatam, Bhagavat Siddhanto. He taught in those 10 days, in this one chapter. So it is very wonderful that the whole of the Bhagavatam, 12 cantos, you can get the message, the Siddhanto, the conclusion, simply in studying Rupa Shikha. What is Krishna Tattva? The truth of Krishna. Tattva means truth, principle. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, the principles of devotional service. Rasa Tattva, the principle, the mellows, transcendental mellows. And this evening particularly we'll look at the Bhakti Tattva and Rasa Tattva. So at this point it's very interesting that Kaviraj Goswami, he projects to the future. At this stage, Vrindavan, when Sachinandan visited Vrindavan, the residents of Vrindavan, they didn't even know where was Radha Kund. And Mahaprabhu, he revealed Radha Kund and took bath. They didn't know. The Lupta Hui Giche, all of the Tirthashtan, all of the holy places of Vrindavan had become covered over. And Mahaprabhu went there, and it's not like Vrindavan we have today, which is the Tirtha and the spiritual city. Then it was all jungle and no one knew. It had all been forgotten. And that's why Mahaprabhu sends Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, the Goswamis to Vrindavan. Ei choi goshai jabe brajya koilavash, Radha Krishna nittolila korila prakash. To again reveal korila prakash, the pastimes of Radha and Krishna as they were performed in Vrindavan. So all of these places that we know in Vrindavan, Keshigat, Bangshigat, Govardhan, Radha Kund, all of these places were identified by the Goswamis and developed. Therefore they're called 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, Brajabhumi Shad Goswami Gaon, the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. So at this stage, Kaviraj Goswami, he projects forward. At this stage, no, they haven't gone to Vrindavan completely underdeveloped, but he projects forward into the future. And he describes the condition of the Goswamis in Vrindavan, particularly Rupa and Sanatana. And he's mentioning that when the Dham Yatris, those who are going from Bengal to Vrindavan, when they would return, then the Mahaprabhu's devotees, they would inquire, how are Rupa and Sanatana? What is their activities? How are they living? How are they eating? Give us a report on Rupa and Sanatana. And those people, having returned, they would describe. And now Kaviraj Goswami, he begins to describe what they would say. Aniket duha bone joto brikagon ek brike tole ek ratre shayon. We discussed this the other day in a Bhagavatam class, that aniket, without a room, without a residence, aniket. You know niket? You know Shanti niket? Niket means the residence. So aniket, no residence, no room, no home, nothing. Duha is 2. Bone jotto brikagon. In the forest, as many jotto brikagon. Trees there are in the forest. Ek briket tole, the base of the tree. Ek ratre shayon. Under one night they stayed at the base of one tree, and the next night they went to another tree. And that's that picture that we have here of the Goswamis under the tree, and you can see the same picture. Under the tree. That's why this traditional picture of the Goswamis shows each of them with a tree, based on this verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Vipragrihe ushtula bhika kahan madhukari shukka uruti chamna chibaya bhoga parihari. That from the home of a Brahmin, vipragrihe ushtula bhika, they begged madhukari, a little, from each home, like a bee. A bee goes from one flower to the other, and goes off to another one. Just a few moments at each flower. It doesn't completely exhaust one flower. A little bit, that's called madhukari, taking a little from each place. Shukna ruti, dry ruti. No ghee, nothing. Dry ruti. They ate. Channa, that's dry chickpea. That's it. Dry ruti, dry chickpea. Chibaya, they ate bhoga parihari. Bhoga parihari means they gave up enjoyment that you get from eating. They gave up. They no longer required any enjoyment from eating. Just imagine how our preaching would be if we enforced bhoga parihari, no more enjoyment in eating in our movement. How would the preaching be? No one would stay. What is big of joining? No one would stay if we just ate dry rutis and chewing, no rosh, no juice, no ghee, nothing. This is how they sustain themselves. Nidra haravahare kaji vijito cha adanta dino. They lost interest in, they conquered vijito, nidra, sleep, nidraha, eating, biha, recreation, vijito, they completely lost interest in. Eating, sleeping, and sensual relaxation. They completely lost interest in. Karaya matro hate kanta chira bahirbash. Matro, only hate in their hand, only matro. A karaya is the water pot of a sannyasi. Kata chira bahirbash is actually, kata means the quilt, is torn. Bahirbash, their dress, bahirbash, a torn cloth. Krishna kota, Krishna nam nartan ullash. Talking about Krishna, chanting the name of Krishna, nartana, dancing with great enthusiasm, ullash, with great enthusiasm. So it's not that, every few days they ate a chickpea and a quarter of a ruti, and they sat down the whole time like this. They were extremely active, always working, dancing, discussing. Kabu bhakti ras shastra karya likhon Caitanya kota shune Caitanya chintan. Sometimes bhakti ras shastra, the devotional literature, karya likhon, they were writing. Caitanya kota shune, they were hearing discussions about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Caitanya kota shune, kore Caitanya chintan. Or sometimes they were just thinking about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, thinking about his mission, thinking about the significance of his movement. So sometimes we can just be, that means they're being inspired. Kore Caitanya chintan, they're feeling inspired. Chaitanya chintan, they're thinking, they're meditating, they're remembering, they're inspired, they want to do something in the service of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in this way, the Goswamis, Rupa and Sanatan particularly, are glorified by Kaviraj Goswami in such a enchanting way. And in this way, we can conceptualize what was there, in which way this is actual Brajavashi. This is Brajavashi. This is what it means to be a Brajavashi. Everything else you've given up. And you're simply given yourself, you're given everything for the pleasure of Sri Hari. And you live in his Naam and serve him. This is Brajavashi. Prabhu kahe, Shuno Rup, Bhakti Roshe Lokhan. Listen, Prabhu kahe, Prabhu says, Shuno Rup, listen, Rupa, Bhakti Roshe Lokhan, the symptoms of the Bhakti Rosh, the flavors, the mellows of devotion, are regarding, he says, Bhakti Roshe Lokhan, regarding the symptoms of Bhakti Rosh, the devotional mellows, Shutra Rupe Kohi. I am speaking in a very succinct way. Shutra Rupe. Just the main points. Shutra Rupe. Shutra, Vedanta Shutra. A summary. Shutra Rupe. Shutra Rupe means a summary form. Shutra Rupe Kohi. Kohi. I'm speaking a very summary of the Bhakti Rosh, the symptoms. The description. Bhakti Rosh Lokhan, the description. Because Bishtar Nar Jar Bornon, the Bishtar, the expanded version, Bishtarito, expanded, Bishtar Nar Jar Bornon is not possible to describe. It's not possible to describe everything. It's not possible to describe everything. Bishtar, the detailed, the expanded description, Bishtar Nar Jar Bornon, you cannot cover everything. You cannot explain. So I'm giving you a very simplified, simple description of the Bhakti Rosh. This is very interesting. That the science of bhakti is inconceivable. As Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter text 2 explains that Rajavijja Rajaguja Pavitram idam Pratyaksha Bhagavam Dharmyam Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha means it's a direct experience. It's direct experience. So that means that everyone that takes to the process of Krishna Bhakti has an experience which is somewhat unique. Somewhat unique because it's between you and Krishna. And that unique relationship becomes established and becomes nourished and becomes awakened. And that's a unique thing that you have with Krishna. So the Bhakti Roshe Lokhan, the symptoms of devotion and loving Krishna, is unlimited. It's not something that you can describe. Your experience can be a completely unique, individual experience of loving Krishna. Within the general format, but you can't cover everything. So it's very exciting. It is unpredictable. The experiences that we can enjoy. Bhakti Rosh is unpredictable. There's no limit. So he begins to. So this is a prelude that he's explaining in a simple form, a summary form, and he begins to explain first of all the rarity of the human life. And he's quoting verses, Jalaja Navalakshani, Stavara Lakshavingshati, 9 lakhs of aquatics, 11 lakhs of reptiles, etc., etc. Amongst them, Chodashi Lok, 8,400,000, and amongst them 400,000 is a human, so it's a rare to get a human birth. And then he says, most of those who get a human birth are uncivilized, outside of Varnashram Dharma, and we can't even count them as humans. And then he says, amongst us, the small portion who actually follow Dharma and Vedic principles, the small amount of those in the human body who actually follow the Sanatan Dharma, most of them are following for material remuneration. Dharmachari. Dharmachari means the follower of scripture. Dharmachari, modde, bahut karma nishta. Most of them are simply following for their own personal enjoyment. Karma nishta means that, and karma nishta means that they've taken shelter of, or they're attached, or they're They have faith in the scripture as and the principles of Dharma for fulfilling their desires. Most. Bahut. Most. And then koti karma nishta madde, amongst millions of such, or even though such people are very rare, amongst millions of them, ek jnani shresto, a person who actually goes beyond the karma kanda platform and comes to the platform of atma tattva vigyan, knowledge of the self, they're the best. And they're very rare. Koti jnani modde, amongst millions of jnanis, hoi ekjon mukta, you'll find one actually liberated soul. Amongst millions of jnanis, you'll find one liberated soul. Koti mukta madde, amongst millions of liberated souls, dulab ek Krishna bhakta, you may find one Krishna bhakta. Krishna bhakta nishkam, otta eva shanta, bhukti mukti shidikami, shakali ashanto. This verse we often hear. Mahaprabhu is glorifying that the devotee is desireless because he is only desiring what Krishna wants. Is actually, we're full of desires to please Krishna in so many ways, and we're so busy. That is desireless because that's Krishna's desire, it's not material desire. Then Mahaprabhu goes on to begin the analogy of the bhakti lota bij, the seed of the creeper of devotion. Prabhupada often quotes this verse. Brahmanda brahmate. Brahmanda brahmate means wandering. Brahmate means wandering. Brahmando, throughout the whole universe. Brahmanda brahmate. Kono bhagyavana jiv. One. Some. Kono means some. One. Any. Kono bhagyavan, a fortunate soul. Bhagyavan jiv. Guru Krishna kripai pai bhakti lota bij. Gets the bhakti lota means the creeper. And so lota, it's a creeper. And the seed of the creeper. Lota means a creeper. It clings onto another tree, a lota. What's that called in English? A creeper. Yeah, a creeper in English is called a creeper. Grows up the wall or grows on around outside another tree. Bengali, a lota, bhakti lota. So the creeper of devotion. In his purport, Prabhupada explains how what is this planting of the seed? I'll read. Vaishnav, or devotees, are usually very compassionate upon conditioned souls. Without even being invited, a devotee will go from door to door to enlighten people and to bring them out of the darkness of nescience by injecting knowledge of the living entity's constitutional position as servant of the Lord, Krishna. Dormant devotional service to Krishna is within everyone, simply by associating with devotees, hearing their good instructions, and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Dormant love for Krishna is awakened. In this way, one acquires the seed of devotional service. So that Bhakti Lota Bij we get from the Vaishnavas through the Shiksha that they give. We become inspired to take to devotional service, and one gets that seed by associating with the merciful Vaishnavas who are preaching. Prabhupada further goes on to say that the Bhakti Lota Bij is particularly planted at the time of initiation. Particularly planted at the time of initiation. However, prior to that, Prabhupada is saying when that first Vaishnava met you at your home or on the street, that also, the planting of the Bhakti Lota Bij is also beginning. Because your first opportunity to begin to serve Krishna and awaken your bhakti has been planted at that time by their association. And you take the book, or you or you chant, or you accept the prasad, you're doing bhakti. Your devotion to Krishna has again been began, rejuvenated, probably would be the word. Rejuvenated. Again, begun. In ISKCON, it takes quite a time to get initiation, quite some time to get initiation in ISKCON. Probably from the time that you become a devotee, or become, probably not possible to be initiated, maybe 3-4 years, perhaps the quickest. And in many cases, it takes a lot longer. to get initiation in ISKCON. Sometimes, because it takes a long time, we may have a conception that, like, finally I'm initiated, that's the end. Oh, I made it. I made it. I'm initiated. This is the end of the track. I even recall many occasions where people who they come in and they're practicing and then finally they get initiated and then the next day they leave. I've seen that. The next day, it's kind of like, well, I've done it. But actually, the initiation, the very word means beginning. Beginning. So this is the beginning. Initiation is the beginning. Mali and Mahaprabhu is you get the seed planted, then you have to become a gardener. Mali is a gardener. Mali hoy, kore shei bija aropan. Become a gardener. Mali hoy shei bija aropan. You have to nourish that beach, and the beach is nourished in what way? Shravan kirtan jole koraya shechon. Shravan Kirtan Jol, with the water that nourishes this seed, is Shravan Kirtan, hearing and chanting. So one has a garden, and as the gardener, one cultivates his devotional kripa by hearing and chanting. And the result will be Tobe, then, Joy Tat Upari Goloka Vrindavan. Tat Upari means above. Tat Upari, to that place above. Tobe Jai, then one goes to that place above, Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna Charan, Kalpa Brikha Kore Arahon. The Kalpa Brikha, the tree, Kalpa Brikha means the desire-fulfilling tree. Krishna's lotus feet are likened to a desire-fulfilling tree that the Kripa, Arahon means climbs. So the Kripa, it takes shelter and entwines itself around Krishna's lotus feet in Vrindavan. And this is what we can achieve if we formally take shelter of the Vaishnavas and the process of Rupa Goswami and the hearing and chanting process. The devotional kripa will grow and grow and twine around the lotus feet of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. And that kripa then, it produces fruit. That fruit is called Prem Pol, the fruit of love of Godhead, which the Mali, the gardener, then tastes. So this is the Bhakti Lota Bij that actually you read full, that says there's a lot more, but I'm just giving a brief presentation this evening. But we're encouraging you to delve more deeply into these teachings. Bhagavat Siddhanta, everything is there in the whole Bhagavatam, in these few verses. Then Mahaprabhu began to enumerate the various cautions that the practicing bhakta has to be careful of. Jodi, Vaishnav, Aparad, Ute, Hati Mata, Upadeba Chidde Tashuki Joypata. If one Vaishnava Aparad, if one offends a Vaishnava, then which is like a mad elephant, Hati Mata. The elephant has become mad, Hati Mata, a mad elephant. Then upade, that uprooting or crushing or breaking, the kripa is either uprooted or broken, upade bachide, tar shuki jaipata, and the leaves dry up. Shuki jaipata, the leaves dry up. You've ever seen a mad elephant? Anyone here ever seen a mad elephant? No one's ever seen, you've seen, yeah. No one's ever seen a mad elephant. Let's take a look. Yeah. No sound, huh? You should be getting sound, but anyway. The sound is here. Oops, sorry. Yeah, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, actually that was this is a temple. This is the second one there is a temple elephant. You see that? This one, okay, they're all running away. But look at this next elephant. The next one is a temple elephant going. You see the priests, they couldn't get off it. Right? You see the priests there, sitting there, they couldn't get off for hours. The elephant, they couldn't get off, the priests are just there. The Torah. So we don't want this to happen to our devotional garden. We don't want this to happen. So such things happen, and Mahaprabhu was fully aware of the propensity that elephants have to go mad. Mad elephant, hatimat. So we don't want this to happen. We don't want our garden to be uprooted and all of the plants to be destroyed in this way by Vaishnava Aparad. So Vaishnava Aparad, Mahaprabhu, he doesn't go into more detail regarding Vaishnava Aparad, but Thakur Bhaktivedanta, he describes a little more detail. We'll share with you what is Vaishnava Aparad. This is Vaishnava Aparad, one who doesn't express joy upon seeing a Vaishnava. That's an Aparad. One who doesn't offer obeisances to a Vaishnava. That's an Aparad. One who hates a Vaishnava, one who blasphemes a Vaishnava, speaks ill of a Vaishnava, one who beats a Vaishnava, becomes angry with a Vaishnava or kills a Vaishnava. These are from Skanda Purana and Thakur Bhaktivedanta in Hari Bhakti Vilas. These are mentioned. So we should avoid these. So therefore Mahaprabhu recommends Tate Mali Jotna Kori. The gardener, Jotna Kori, means very carefully. Kore Avaron nourishes the... Kore Avaron actually means protects. He protects the kripa, aparad hashti jache nai hai udgaman, so that the mad elephant propensity doesn't occur. One has to be very cautious. Jatna Kori means one very carefully avoids offending Vaishnavas so that one's kripa is not damaged. And then Mahaprabhu goes on to describe other plants which can also grow along with the bhakti lota, and they can choke the development of the bhakti lota. Kintu jodi lotar shange ute upashaka. Lotar shange, along with the lota, means the bhakti lota, shange, along with that, ute arises upashaka. Upashaka means unwanted plants. And he describes particularly what they are. Bhukti, mukti, bancha. The desires for sense enjoyment or the desires for liberation. Jota, ashanka, tarleka. There are so many such types of... They're the broad categories, but there's so many types of upashaka, unwanted creepers that can grow. Now this is the bhakti tattva that we were mentioning before. This is the science of bhakti. This is specifically for the practitioner of sadhana. That this is not for the materialists that these things grow. This is when you've taken the devotional service, you've had the seed of devotion planted, and you have to be very careful about cultivating these other creepers based upon desire for sense enjoyment or liberation. And then Mahaprabhu particularly enumerates these unwanted creepers. Nisiddharchar kuti nati jibahing shon labha puja pratishtari jota upashakagon. That the nishiddharchar means nishid, forbidden, archar, behavior, principles that we follow, so breaking those. Kutinata means politics or duplicity amongst Vaishnavas. You know, lying, politics, manipulating, is kutinata. These are creepers that also grow. These are creepers that also grow. In other words, a person may come to the devotional practice and cultivate these things also. Jivahingsha, envy to the innocent creatures. Labh, mundane profit. Love, that you in your practice of sadhana, you're desiring the financial or other material remuneration that becomes available in the life of a devotee. Our life is actually a life of opulence, and our movement and our mission is a life of opulence and wealth. And a person may come to the movement for that. Maybe we don't see so much. We don't see that so much, perhaps in a place like Australia, but in places where they're poor, economy is very. People come to the movement because of the opulence of the movement, and their whole purpose in practicing devotional service is to become wealthy. This is a creeper that also may be growing. That's very gross. Also, maybe more subtle. One may desire to be worshipped. Puja and pratishta means one may desire to become famous. Actually, practically speaking, in our movement, it doesn't require much effort to be worshipped and become famous. Yeah, it doesn't require. It's a few years of strict sadhana and enthusiastic devotional service, and everybody, you'll be worshipped. And you'll be glorified, and you'll be given a prestige, and so many things, and posters, and all of these things, and all of it. It's very easy to acquire these things in our movement. Very easy. And a person may be desiring these things in their practice of devotional life, desiring to have followers, desiring to be glorified, desiring to be worshipped. And whilst they're chanting Hare Krishna, they're also watering these desires. Prabhupada's commenting, sometimes these unwanted creepers, they look exactly like the bhakti creeper. They look like. So we can convince ourselves that this is okay. Our garden, yes, this looks like, we can convince ourselves, and we can maintain these desires. It's okay to desire these things. They appear to be of the same size and same species when they are packed together with the bhakti creeper. But in spite of this, the creepers are called upashaka. A pure devotee can distinguish between the bhakti creeper and a mundane creeper, and he is very alert to distinguish them and keep them separate. Actually, this topic requires a lot of exploration and discussion. We're just giving you a brief presentation. This is very deep instructions Mahaprabhu is giving for the sadhaka. Shekajal. Shekajal means the sprinkled water. Shekajal. Pai. Upashaka. Boro. Jai. You're watering your sadhana. If you're maintaining these desires implicitly or subtly, your austerities, your seva, your preaching, your japa is watering these upashaka. This is why we may be perplexed when we see a devotee. Apparently, I mean, I've seen in my few decades of devotional practice, people come and they're so enthusiastic and they're doing so much, they're preaching, distributing books, and then after a while, boom, they disappear. They disappear because they're unable to overcome these desires. And when the desires are fulfilled, as I mentioned, you can become famous in ISKCON very quickly. They become a big devotee. And then after that, there's no longer any motivation. They're no longer motivated because they have the lab, they have facility, they have wealth, they have followers, they're glorified, they've achieved their objective, and they leave. There's no longer any reason for them to continue practicing tapasya, sadhana. They've fulfilled their... That's why we see people come, they appear to be progressing very nicely, and boom, they leave. Because actually they were unable to differentiate between the unwanted creepers and the bhakti creeper, and they're cultivating the unwanted creepers, and eventually their bhakti creeper became so overwhelmed that they just left. Shtabdahoy mulshaka, shtabdahoy, your bhakti creeper will become stunted in its growth. Shtabdahoy, its growth stops. Bodhite napai, and it doesn't grow. And the upashaka grows big. So this is up to each and every sadhaka to internalize, evaluate, and assess their own consciousness and try to recognize these unwanted creepers and don't water them. And don't cultivate them. Try to forget them. Mahaprabhu recommends pratame. in the very beginning, as soon as you recognize, that's the time, pratame, to cut. Pratame upashaka koraya chedon. You have to cut. You have to pull it out. Forget that. I haven't come to this movement for that. Forget that. And that can be done by association, hearing and chanting and taking shiksha from a person who has overcome these things. And they can help us. Tobe, then, if you're able to overcome these things, then, mul shaka boro jai brindavan, your bhakti lota grows big, boro, jai, it grows big, and you can reach Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu then goes on to describe the awakening of prema. Actually, he describes pure devotional service. We won't go into detail now, but all of those verses, Anya Bilashita Shunya, Shalokya Shashti Shamipya, Savo Parivinir Muktam, all those verses are quoted in the definition of pure devotional service Mahaprabhu gives. And then Mahaprabhu begins to discuss about the development of prema, which will also let you read on your own. And then he goes on to discuss Rasatattva. Rasatattva. So we have our different divisions of the nectar devotion, the 4 different waves of nectar devotion, and these are all described by Mahaprabhu in detail. First, he describes the ingredients of rasa, the dokin vibhag, and then he describes the primary rasas and the secondary rasas, and this is not described so much in Rupshika, actually, which is what's discussed in the Bhakti Shastri, the first 19 chapters of the Nectar of Devotion. Sadhana Bhakti, the 64 items, etc. Actually, you'll find most of this in the Sanatana Shikha. So you can read that on your own, and we'll go to this. So that's Rasha Tattva, described in full detail. I'm not going to cover everything this evening, so you can read on your own. And then Mahaprabhu goes on to describe about the 2 types, Krishna Roti, 2 types of prema, 2 types of prema. Krishna Rati hoi duta prakar, 2 types of loving Krishna. Aisharya Gyan Mishra and Kebal Bed are. The first one is loving Krishna with Aisharya Gyan, which we find in Vaikuntha, where the devotees have the conception that Krishna is God. And the other type of prema is called Kebal Prem, and that's found in Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan the devotees have no conception that Krishna is God. Kebal Shuddha Prem Aisharja Na Jane, Aisharja Dekleo, Nija Shambandha Shemane. Even if Krishna, Aisharja Dekleo, even if he demonstrates his opulence, Nija Shambandha Shemane, it doesn't overwhelm the intimate relationship. Sambandha means relationship. Nija Shambandha, as a mother, as a friend, as a lover. Even though Krishna displays his opulence, it doesn't disturb the bhav that they don't think Krishna is God, even though he displays his opulence. And Mahaprabhu gives the example of Jashoda looking into the mouth of Krishna and seeing the universal form, and momentarily she thinks all philosophical. She actually thinks, why am I wasting my life here in householder life? I should be cultivating Atma Tattva, Vigyan. And then she says, oh, you silly, foolish woman, you have no time for cultivating Atma Vigyan. Just, you have to feed your baby. So this is the example that... and therefore, this Vrindavan Prem is so pleasing to Krishna because because he can fully enjoy the relationships. It's called Braja Bihari. He enjoys. It's not that Krishna is busy managing the material world and deciding where the sinners and the pious go. Do you ever hear in the Vrindavan Leela, oh, hang on, guys, just give us a minute. There's a crisis in the material world. I've just got to give it a bit of attention. Give us a few minutes. I'll be back shortly. Right? He's completely, there's no concept that he's the supreme controller. He's the Nanda Dulal, the cowherd boy of Vrindavan. And if the concept of that he's God, if that were to be there in the hearts of the Brajavasis, then they were unable to play the leelas that gives him enjoyment. If Ma Yasoda is thinking that Nanda Dulal is God, she's not going to chastise him for breaking. You break as many as many yogurt pots as you like, Prabhu. So where's the enjoyment in that? What mother acts like that to their child? So she forgets he's God. And she's completely convinced that he's her child. And in this way, the Leela is enjoyed. And seeing these pastimes, where Krishna is the child and Mother Yasoda is taking him and feeding him, chastising him, Krishna is going with the cowherd boys, they're wrestling, they're sharing their tiffin, he's dancing. Seeing these pastimes, we sing every Kartik month. Iti, Mahaprabhu quotes, Iti drik shalilabi ananda kundai swagosham niba jantam. It merges the Brajabasi, Swagosham, his own village, Swagosham, his village friends. They're merged in Ananda Kunde, pools of ecstasy. Iti drik salila bi, singing these pastimes. As Gopal Raj in Vrindavan. So in this way, Mahaprabhu extols the glories of Braja Prem. And this is Bhagavat Siddhanto. Ek bhakti rosher korilan digdarshan iha bishtarmone koriha bhavan. I have simply given a general survey describing the mellows of devotional service. You can consider how to adjust and expand this. Amazing. Koraha bhava. You develop this. It's not that the guru manages the disciple. Just like Narad Muni and Vyas. In one verse, Narad inspired Vyas. Urukama shakla bandha muktaya shamadina anushmaratad bichestitam. You meditate on the pastimes. Narad didn't say first canto should be this, second canto that. He just said you meditate and you create, that by hearing the people will be liberated. So in this way, the guru empowers the disciple to further spread the Krishna consciousness movement. Aj hoy ashi mui Shri Charan Shange Shahite na pare mui biraha tarange. Today, Aj hoy ashi, my desire, ashi mui, my desire, Shri Charan Shange is to go with you. To go with you. Shri Charan Shange, to go with you. Shahite na pari, I cannot tolerate mui, me, biraha tarange, the ocean of separation from you. My desire is to go with you. And Mahaprabhu replies, Prabhu kohe, Tomar kartabya amar bachan nikate ashiache tumi jao Vrindavan. Your duty is to follow my orders. Tomar kartabya amar bachan, follow my orders. Nikate ashiache tu, you've come so close to Vrindavan. Nikate, we're just beside Vrindavan. Jao Vrindavan, you go to Vrindavan. And the Goswamis went to Vrindavan and performed such seva there. Mahaprabhu, he was explaining that because of the request of my mother, I am here in Jagannath Puri, and all of my objectives in Vrindavan, I am requesting you to fulfill. Aichoi Goshoi Javi Brajya Koilavash, Radha Krishna Nitto Lila Korila Prakash. The Goswamis, they expanded these teachings that Mahaprabhu gave them in the Bhakti Shastras that we study. And they developed all of the holy places of Vrindavan. And in terms of our movement, Srila Prabhupada extensively associated with Rupa Goswami in Vrindavan before beginning his preaching. Prabhupada resided in the Radha Damodar Mandir for 5 or 6 years whilst he was compiling his comments and purports to the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, constantly associating with Rupa Goswami, whose bhajan and kutir and samadhi are there in Radha Damodar Mandir. Shri Rup Opare Prabhu Jotto Kripa Hoilo. How much mercy Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to Rupa Goswami. Adyanta Bishtar Kota Shankep Kohilo. Unlimitedly detailed subject. Adyanta Bishtar Kotar Shankep Kohilo. I have spoken in a very short way. So thank you very much. We won't take questions because the arati is about to begin. Thank you very much. We encourage you to study more deeply the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to Rupa Goswami, and further in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And we're praying for opportunity. Amar Nivedon, I am requesting that if you pray again, I can associate with you in Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir and discuss the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we'll leave you with this benediction. Shraddha Kori, Ei Kota Shuni, Jai John, Prem Bhakti Pai Shai Chandra Charan. Shraddha Kori, with faith, Ei Kota, this description, Shune, Jai John, anyone who hears, Prem Bhakti Pai, Chai Sri Chaitanya Charan, they get devotion to the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.